Okay, so I got myself a new keyboard, which sounds incredible, has an amazing typing experience, is made out of incredibly high quality materials. This thing weighs about 2 kilograms, give or take. It has all the bells and whistles of a custom-made keyboard, and before you click off this video thinking this is way too expensive, it's $100. Yeah, let's talk about it. So over the past 4 years, I've been searching for the perfect keyboard for me, and I went through, I think, about 5 or 6 keyboards until now, and I finally arrived at this one, which I do believe it is the perfect keyboard, at least for me. Now, every time I switched to a new keyboard, I always looked for 4 criteria, and the keyboard had to have at least 3 out of those 4. Now, the first criteria for me will be the price, because as much as I would love to have a $5,000 custom-made keyboard that will help me see God with every keystroke, well, yeah, I don't really have the money for something like that. The second criteria for me is the aesthetics, because I'm looking at a keyboard every single day, so I want the keyboard to, well, look good. Now, the third criteria will be the battery life, because you see, over the past 4 or 5 years, I haven't plugged the cable into any of my peripherals, not even once, aside from when I was charging them, of course. But other than that, not at all. I only use Bluetooth because, well, I'm not as competitive in gaming as I used to. Now I only play casual from time to time, and other than that, I'm just fine with Bluetooth connection. And the fourth criteria will be the sound, because, well, same thing as with the aesthetics, I'm hearing my keyboard every single day, every single time I'm typing, and for someone like me who's spending, well, a concerning amount of hours in front of a computer, well, let's say I'm hearing my keyboard a lot. Alright, so now that you know my 4 criteria when it comes to keyboards, let me tell you why I switched from the Logitech MX Mechanical Mini, which is a freaking amazing keyboard, to that, which is the Epomaker Galaxy 70. Okay, so when talking about the reason why I switched from the MX Mechanical from Logitech to this Epomaker right here, we're gonna talk about the 4 criteria from earlier. So let's start with the looks, and I think this one looks absolutely amazing. Don't get me wrong, I love this, and to be honest, some of you might argue that in my setup right here, this Logitech keyboard will look much better than this white keyboard right here, the Epomaker. This one arguably sticks out like a sore thumb when you look at this sort of minimalist dark color setup that I have right here. But to me, this is insanely good looking. I love it. I don't know what to tell you. Looks are subjective. I like it. Maybe in a year from now, I'll get bored of it and I'll probably change the keycaps or something, but for now, I like it. Now, for the second criteria, which was the price, this one right here retailed for $150. However, I paid $100 for it, and I think nowadays it's less than $100 because it is a few years old. The Epomaker is right now about $100 in the US on their website, and I think on Amazon as well. And in Europe, you can find it on Amazon for 120 euros, but you also get this voucher there, or discount, for 15 euros. So I only paid 105 euros for it, which means that it is pretty much the same price as this one right here. Now, the third criteria was the battery life, and this one definitely doesn't have the best battery life on the market. This one has. This keyboard right here will last you about a month with my heavy usage. I'm using my keyboard about 12 to 15 hours a day, and this Logitech will last me a month. And the reason for that is because it has this feature of a proximity sensor built in, which means that when I put my hands near the keyboard, the lights will turn on, and then when I take my hands off the keyboard, the lights will turn off within about 5 seconds or so. This one doesn't have that. If I press a button, the lights will turn on, obviously, and they'll stay on for about 10 minutes, give or take. So even if I play or press pause on a video and just don't do anything else, or press play on a video and don't do anything else, the lights will still stay on for about 10 minutes. So I don't have to use this keyboard for 15 hours a day, but it will stay on for about, well, 12 to 15 hours a day. While this one will only be on when I need it and when I use it. So that's the reason why this one will last about a month, while this one will only last about 6 or so days, which to me is still good enough, but definitely nowhere near as good as this one. And now for the first criteria, well, this is the major flaw when it comes to the Logitech MX Mechanical, which is the sound. This one doesn't really sound good at all, especially when you compare it with something like that. And in fact, let me show you what I mean. Now, when it comes to the sound, to me, this Epomaker Galaxy 70 is the best sounding keyboard that I have ever heard, either in real life or on YouTube. And before the keyboard fanatics start attacking me for this statement, this is very subjective. And not only that, but microphones and listening devices play a huge role when it comes to sound. So if you hear a keyboard on YouTube, it may sound different in real life than what you hear through your headphones or through your speakers, because not only that, the speakers and headphones are different in terms of the sound, but also the microphone that was used to record the keyboard in the first place. So yeah, but based on what I've heard either on YouTube or in real life, this to me is the best sounding keyboard out there. I've watched $2,000 keyboard videos, I've watched $1,000 keyboard videos, I've watched budget keyboard videos. This is the best to me. I don't know what to tell you. I did not even have in plan to buy this one. I just found it on a short on YouTube, and when I've heard it, I was like, I have to have it. Especially when I saw the price, because initially I was thinking this would be like $500 or $600 or something like that, but for $100, I mean, this is insane. Now, to wrap things up, to me, this is the perfect keyboard. It ticks all the boxes, and I haven't touched on the connectivity, but it's a Bluetooth 5.0, I think, which is slightly older, but it works. You also get this magnetic latch here, and behind it there's a USB dongle, which is a 2.4 gigahertz connection, and also it can do a wired connection as well. So if you're a gamer, you can use it for that as well. Wired, personally, I'm fine with Bluetooth. Again, I haven't really been playing any professional gaming games, anything like that in a very long time. So yeah, I don't really, like, for casual games in general, single player games and occasionally some multiplayer Call of Duty or something, I don't really care too much about a slightly higher latency. Also, to be mentioned that I have nothing to do with this company right here. They don't even know I exist, but either way, I'm gonna link this in the description from their website. However, I do advise you to search for it on Amazon, because I think you might find better deals there. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. So thanks for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.